Hare Krishna, everyone. Good morning. Welcome to our morning Bhagavatam class today. Um, Today we are reading Canto 3, Chapter 30, the status quo, uh, the descriptions of Lord Kapila of adverse fruitive activities, verse number 8. Om Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Vidhi Ashtaprayashu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavate Uttamasloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki. जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय So chapter 3 canto 3 chapter 30 verse number 8, what it states is आक्षिप्त मत्येन्द्रिया स्त्रीणाम् असितानां च मायया रहो रचितायालाप शिशूनां खल भाषिणाम्. Synonyms: akshipta, charmed; atma, heart; indriya, his senses; strinam, of women; asitam, false; cha, and mayaya, by maya; raha, in the solitary places; rachitaya, displayed; alape, by the talking; shishunam, of the children; kala bhashinam, with sweet words. Translation by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. He gives heart and senses to a woman who falsely charms him with Maya. He enjoys solitary embraces and talking with her, and he is enchanted by the sweet words of small children. Purport by Sri Prabhupada. Family life within the kingdom of illusionary energy, Maya, is just like a prison for the eternal living entities. In prison, a prisoner is shackled by iron chains and iron bars. Similarly, a conditioned soul is shackled by the charming beauty of a woman. By her solitary embraces and talks of so-called love, and by the sweet words of his Skrinam Asitanam, gets that womanly love is just to agitate the mind of man. Women are interested in their sense gratification. For sense gratification, a woman falls love and forgets his real duty. When there are children as a result of such a combination, the next generation uh, is to the sweet words of the children, make one a secure prisoner, and thus he cannot leave his home. Such a person is termed in Vedic language a grihamedi, which means one whose center of attraction is home. Grihastha refers to one who lives with family, wife, and children, but whose real purpose of living is to develop Krishna consciousness. One is therefore advised to become a Grihastha and not Grihamedi. The Grihastha concern is to get out of family life created by illusion and enter into the real life with Krishna. Whereas the Grihamedi business called family life in one life after another and perpetually remains in the darkness of Maya. ॐ अज्ञानांतिमिरन्दस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकाय चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरोर्वैष्णवां च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितां स जीवं सा अद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजन सहितं कृष्ण चैतन्य देवं श्री राधा कृष्णा पादान सहगणा श्री ललिता विशाखान्वितां च। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांता राधा कांता नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। ओम वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिंधुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna. So, in the previous verse, we have heard from Haridwani Prabhu and Lakshmikant Prabhu. So, in the verse one, Haridwani Prabhu beautifully explained that the material conscious people are unaware of the power of the time factor, which is Kala, which inadvertently destroys everything they create for happiness. Destruction, the destruction that causes the unattached soul of to lament, right? But in case of devotees, however, the time factor is not a calamity, but it's a merciful agent that fosters the detachment, leading to a joyful surrender to the time of death. Uh, where Lakshmikant Prabhu has explained, very beautifully explained, yeah, is delusion, believing their temporary body, home or land or wealth are permanent, but in the but this is the illusion caused by the time factor. And he also explained that a progressive life comes from abandoning the illusion and utilizing all the material resources for the service of the Krishna, for the service of Krishna. So, uh, what we are seeing here is the instructions by Lord Kapila to his mother. I mean, in this current chapter, what we are seeing is the instructions by Lord Kapila to his mother Devahuti um, on the description of the adverse fruitive activities. So the fruitive activities, what exactly it means? The activities that we do for ourselves so that we enjoy in this material world for our own sense gratification. So, so if we do this, what will happen? That's what we are seeing in this chapter, right? So of course, some things are explained towards the end, but now in this chapter, in this particular verse, Kapila is explaining how a person completely forgetful of his spiritual existence, his relationship with the Supreme Lord, his duty is to be performed in this material world, which is completely forgotten for the uh, for their fruitive activities, right? So, um, predominantly, what predominantly this materialist he how he enjoys is mentioned in this verse. So w- what exactly he does is like akshipt atma, atma indriya strinam. Um, so aksh, akshipt atma means completely engrossed or being enchanted or being charmed, what it says in the purport. So strinam. what is Trinam? It's attraction towards by attraction towards women. So but the real meaning of Akshipta is actually explained in the beginning of the Goswami describes Sukadev Goswami about in a very beautiful verse. Uh, it's it says so. Anyways, it's I have some internet connection problem. Uh, See, Sukadeva Goswami um, was such an exalted devotee that his mind was completely absorbed or attracted towards or charmed by or enchanted by the qualities of Supreme Personality of Godhead. So he is completely indifferent towards anything of this material world. So he he did not have any clothes on his body. He was traveling around, but completely engrossed, thinking of various qualities of Supreme Lord. So that is what is Akshipta, um, being enchanted or being charmed. Um, but on the other hand, when we look at the materialists, right, they are completely engrossed. They are also charmed. They are also enchanted by what? By the according to this verse, solitary embraces of women, the beauty of a woman, right? And after that, he may have some children. So whatever broken talks, Shishunam, Kalabhishinam. So children, they speak very sweetly with broken words, and a man becomes enchanted, charmed by all these things, and will happen in due course of time. He forgets his real duty of his human form of life. So I would say, I mean, Srila Prabhupada, in many places, in many occasions, he gave a very good example of the story of a man while wandering in the forest. He suddenly was chased by a lion. In fear, he climbs the tree to save himself, right? Only to see a serpent waiting below. Meanwhile, there are two rats at the beginning of the branch. Which he sits steadily cutting short his span of life. But instead of reflecting on his perilous situation, the man becomes absorbed in tasting a few drops of honey dripping from the beehive above above tree. So forgetting his real danger and the purpose of the human life, he becomes lost in temporary enjoyments, oblivion to the approach of death and the passage of time. So, but the human life in the purport, according to the family life, uh, I mean the family life within the kingdom of illusionary Maya is just like a prison for the eternal living entity in person in a prison. A prison is shackled by iron chain and iron bars. Similarly, a conditioned soul is shackled by the charming beauty of a woman, by a solitary embraces and the talks of so-called love, and by the sweet words of his small children. Thus, he forgets his real identity. So, this actually, this particular part of purport actually reflects on a very powerful and instructive story of the Ajamila, which is narrated in the sixth canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. It it beautifully demonstrates both the danger of material attachment and the inconceivable mercy of the Lord's holy name, right? Especially that story, Ajamila. So, so I'll just talk about a little bit of about Ajamila. He was born in a highly cultured Brahmana family and was very well trained in a Vedic principles. But due to bad association, he gradually lost his good character. He became addicted to sinful activities like gambling, drinking, cheating, and even stealing from others. All of this are done to maintain his family, his wife and children. His Although he was a very trained Brahmana in a Vedic literature, his his int, his so instead of serving Krishna, he was completely covered by this material affections toward his family, wife and children, whatnot. So So externally, he seems to be a grihastha. Internally, internally he became a gruhamedi. Uh, one who, according to the purport, we can see like one who is completely absorbed in the sense of gratification and family attachments. That's what this is like. Ajamala is a perfect embodiment of a gruhamedi. If you look at the characters explained in this purport to the story of Ajamila, right? So, but anyways, but when we come back, here Ajamila got 10 sons, but Ajamila was very much attached to his youngest 10th son, whom he lovingly named Narayana. Then the name itself is very auspicious, right? But the Ajamila's mind was far from the real Narayana, the Supreme Lord. But his entire life revolved around his child's laughter, his movements, his cries, his needs, and this this was Ajamila's kind of deity worship. Um, So nothing else, just to think about his family never, because he was so much engrossed in his attachments to this material relationships. He completely forgot about the God. So uh, so we can clearly see uh, the same thing is described in this purport by Srila Prabhupada, right? So when to an end, the messengers of Yamaraj appeared to take his soul. Because it was a fearful moment, and because he called out Narayana, simply uh, calling his youngest child for help. Inadvertently, he even though his material conscious was more, he didn't have that spiritual conscious calling the Lord Narayana. Instead, he was trying to seek help from his youngest son. Uh, but that's still the potency of the holy name played here, right? Like just by utterance of the Lord's name, that has such an immense power, right? So immediately the Vishnu Dutas appeared and stopped the Yamadutas from taking Ajamala's soul. So one thing, it's very nice to hear, but when not everyone are as lucky as Ajamila to take the holy name of Lord after enjoying enjoying the material opulences all through the life, and during the fag end of their life, if they may not be able to uh, think about Krishna, right? So for that, I mean, what one should do is to practice a perfect grihastha life. I mean, um, the grihastha life um, is to is meant to perfect our life. Is one of the ashramas, one of the four ashramas, where everybody got an opportunity to excel in their life. And if we actually look at I mean we can look up to some of the great personalities in our discipline succession only. Just I mean when I say discipline succession, the first such great personality, exalted personality that comes into our mind is Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur, right? Um, he's such a shining example of a perfect grihastha devotee. So one who lived in this world, fulfilled his worldly duties, yet remained fully centered on Krishna. Uh, so though although I mean he was such a high-ranking government magistrate and had a large family, his life was completely dedicated to serving Lord Chaitanya's mission, right? So how did he do? Like he demonstrated that spiritual perfection, uh, just not uh, dependent on renunciation of home or anything else, but on the purity of one's consciousness within any situation, right? So Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur, uh, I mean, if you look at his lifestyle, he used to wake up early in the morning, at around probably 2 o'clock in the Brahma Muhurta time. He chanted, studied shastras, and wrote many devotional literatures. He also wrote more than 100 spiritual works, uh, l- like Harinama Chintamani and commentaries on Chaitanya Charitamrita. So even though I mean he has such a mammoth responsibilities at work, like government, he had a government responsibilities. So yet are his spiritual principles, right? And also um, he maintained his family with a very simplicity and devotion, training his children, including Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, in a very strict Vaishnava conduct, right? His home was not a place of material enjoyment, but it's a center of bhakti, filled with Krishna, filled with Krishna Kirtana, uh, or Shastric discussions, and variety of services to the Vaishnava. So obviously, we can clearly see like Srila Bhaktivinoda Tagore excelled his life. He is such a exemplified a true Grihastha. I mean, he followed the Grihasthasrama with such a piously, you know. So I would it's such an inspiration story, right? For us, if we have to follow a perfect life in the service of Krishna, even if we just closely follow one of our acharyas or any personalities in the scriptures, right? Even for example, if you look at Ambarish Maharaj life also, he has engaged all of his senses in the service of Lord. So when we can take one personality as our superhero in our life, and follow perfectly, we can excel our life. So I'll just conclude. I mean, it's already 7:56, 4 minutes left. So I'll just conclude this verse that the human life is not meant for licking the honey of material pleasure, but for awakening our uh, dormant spiritual conscious and taking shelter of Supreme Lord before the inevitable end arrives. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Please accept my humble obeisances.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
All glories to Srila Prabhupada. I missed the initial part,
Please
but
accept.
I was in the temple. I'm still here. But very nice class, Prabhu. Um, but Ajamala's case, did you mention that he fell victim to attraction to a prostitute? Did you mention that one? I missed
Yes,
that
Mataji.
one.
I mean,
You
I didn't
did
mention
mention.
but
Uh, mm.
exactly, but I just gave the synopsis of
Oh,
Ajamila's
yeah,
tale.
yeah, yeah.
How
So, yeah,
he was so
Ajamala.
attached. I was
Mm,
talking in according to the purport. So he was so
yeah,
much attached to his material
yeah, but he
relationships.
fell. It is said that he became, because
Yeah,
he
addiction to
saw
the
that,
prostitute. Yeah.
because he saw that, he got, he lost his composure and he made her,
Yes, yes, Mataji.
and then he went there. Yeah. So he was actually a Grahasthasrami who fell down in every sense. Yeah. And then, of course,
Yeah, he down.
mm,
Yeah, he
uh,
fell down from
yeah, yeah,
the.
he left his wife, my wedded wife, and went. Yeah, and then so
Hmm.
it was very nice to because you talked about Bhakti Vinod Thakur and yourself, you all Grahasthasramis of Naperville are exemplary examples of perfect Grahasthasrama. uh, and your wives.
I'm not Mataji, but there are so
Yeah.
many
No,
devotees in our
no, no.
congregation who are
No, no,
perfect examples.
no, you are very much dedicated to service to Krishna and Vaishnavas, and you are very good wife also. She is extremely focused on Krishna. I know that. So thank you very much for the class. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
I was just thinking about that story. There is no honey many times, right? But there is a
Yeah.
danger. We still go for that. Look for that honey. So,
That's example. We should remember every moment of our life, Prabhu.
yeah,
I mean, at least I should remember every moment of life.
all of us. Yeah,
Yeah,
I was just
always.
thinking. There is no honey falling. Actually, sometimes we look for that. So,
Yeah,
mm,
occasionally it falls, right? So that's
yeah,
that's where we
you're
are
breaking up, bro.
at least I'm attracted to so
Yeah.
much. You have to think through the situation. Poor internet connection.
Okay, Prabhu.
Yeah. So if we don't have any discussion points, maybe we can conclude this session today, Prabhu.
Okay, Prabhu. Ancha.
वाञ्छकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्यः च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो कृष्ण जय श्री प्रभुपाद